Hello, I'm Deacon Coleman from Prince of Peace Catholic Community. And when I was asked to give a reflection, I couldn't help but think about what our society's been dealing with. And all over the news and in our streets, it's racism. I'd like to offer a few reflections on racism, stating up front, I probably shouldn't be the one doing it. I have not experienced racism. I don't have answers. I don't have solutions. But I think there's a lot of us in a similar situation. And we struggle. My struggle began right at Prince of Peace in my small faith sharing group. Maybe this is emblematic of the problem, but we have one African American member out of the whole group. And we had our Zoom meeting a week ago Thursday, right after the horrific death of George Floyd. And this one member, he was upset. And he articulated why this was upsetting and why this could not be tolerated. And all he had been through. And we were moved. And we were really moved because he articulated in such a Christ-centric, faith-filled fashion. And we all acknowledged. And he told us point blank, we have not walked in his shoes. We do not know what racism is all about. So that sent me on a journey. What is racism and what is my role? What is my call? How do I deal with it? And I had this nagging feeling in my prayer and off and on during the day. I've come to learn this nagging is often the Holy Spirit prompting me. So, I was moved by my friend, but then guess what? I got busy. Life went on. And the nagging kept. So I called my friend and I said, I want to hear more of what you had to say. And I did something that I'm not very good at. I listened. And I learned. And I maybe began sincerely to empathize, finally. But on a very shallow, surface basis. Because again, I've not walked in his shoes. And then, life got in the way again. I got busy. I was on this conference call for work. And it was a long, drawn-out conference call. And I was kind of looking at my news feed on my computer. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. There was a face I recognized. Bishop Seitz of El Paso, formerly a priest in Dallas. And he was kneeling at a protest with a sign, Black Lives Matter. And he was praying. And if that wasn't enough, as I read the article, Pope Francis called him soon thereafter and said what he was doing was so appropriate. Now the Holy Spirit was really nagging. Now I know I had to do something, but what? And I have this Jesuit friend who wrote a book, Contemplatives in Action, and I realized everything I had done was more contemplative. Yes, I prayed and I fully understood that God created all of us in His likeness. There's no skin color with God. That's all intellectual, all contemplative. Where was my action? And my friend in our small group made clear if each of us took one small step. Well, what was my one small step? What was I being called to do? Understanding all the while that I've not experienced racism. And my job is simply to answer the promptings of the Holy Spirit, to love, to care, to empathize, and to be with those who have experienced racism. So I found my one protest, downtown Dallas. And I went by myself. And it was really out of my comfort zone. Nothing compared to 10,000-fold that African Americans have felt throughout the history of our country. But when I arrived at the protest, there were people of all races, people of all ages, and they were together. And they were singing and praying. I saw the hurt on the African American faces that were present, but I also saw the hope. I saw so many people, again, of every kind of race, joining in on this terrible, terrible injustice called racism. And again, I don't have solutions. I don't have answers. I do have, and we all have, the Holy Spirit calling us. And I just wanted to make one small step that my friend asked. And I got so much out of that one small step. So my question is, what is the Holy Spirit calling you to do with this enormous problem of racism? God bless.